What's up, everyone? Welcome to Politics, Episode 1, Part 2. Just a quick recap. On this show, I'll be reading 3 current event articles from different media sources, left, right, and center, and giving my thoughts on them. This is because people today usually get their facts from one media source. It's pretty annoying, makes you look stupid. Jumping in, Article 3 from MSNBC. Titled, Republicans' Feeble Attempt to Discredit the January 6th Hearings. Almost everybody around Trump told him that his claims of election fraud were bogus. Rachel, my lady, what's up? To begin with, this piece is clearly that, an opinion piece. But it went much more in depth on the actual hearings and what is actually happening behind the scenes than the previous 2 articles. First up, this article pointed out that multiple Republican officials and Republican election lawyers testified that the supposed irregularities that Trump and his team were fixated on turned out to not be irregularities at all. They even pointed out that Ben Ginsburg, a GOP election attorney, stated that the election, quote, was not close. Mainly here, being an article from MSNBC, they went on to debunk the 3 legs that the GOP is standing on to defend Trump here. Number 1, the GOP was trying to paint this proceeding as an unserious show, basically saying that the left, liberals, have hired a producer, and this is a show to sway public opinion, not necessarily based in fact. To quote the words of Senator Marco Rubio from Florida, this would be a Hollywood-paid political advertisement. Ironically, though, once the hearing began, Republicans began to complain that this hearing was too slow and boring for prime time. Former Trump administration official, our guy right here, Mick Mulvaney, even commented that, quote, if the Democrats wanted a flashy, compelling, engaging beginning to the hearing, they're failing miserably. Well, here you have it. The Republicans, according to this article, are already going against themselves. Rachel, the GOP's second offense was that this hearing was a one-sided affair, a point that was brought up in the Fox article from Episode 1. Turns out, though, that the GOP members on the panel were actually volunteers. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy actually initially appointed 2 members to the committee, but House Majority Leader Nancy Pelosi rejected them, and so instead of appointing other members, Kevin McCarthy decided to pull all the other Republican applicants. So, a game of political rivalry between Pelosi and McCarthy turned into McCarthy pulling his applicants. This article finds it hard to believe that this could be such a one-sided affair when the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy pulled his applicants. Finally, the GOP House Judiciary Committee claimed that everything that was going to come out in this trial was already old news. Turns out that these were sworn testimonies that were kept private until June 9th. Thanks for listening. Comment if you want to argue. Look for episode